Telling your story is an inclusive view of the people around us who share the same dreams and goals but face different challenges moving forward. We hope you come away from each show inspired. Keep watching for this episode of Telling Your Story with Terrell and Nic, coming up next. Hello and welcome to Telling Your Story with Terrell and Nic. We're so glad you tuned in to watch. I'm Nic.
And I'm Terrell.
And we are your co-hosts. We have an extraordinary show today about a wonderful nonprofit right here in Montgomery County called Potomac Community Resources, or PCR.
My roommate wouldn't go to PCR. But anyway, this is Melissa, and she works at PCR. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Melissa, for being here. And we know that you are the Respite and Community Engagement Director at PCR, Potomac Community Resources. And Terrell and I would love to know, Melissa, can you tell us the origin story about PCR? I know a little bit about it, and it's a pretty inspiring story and journey, and I know our audience would love to hear about it.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So in 1994, it all started at Our Lady of Mercy, and so there were about 10 families that had children with disabilities, and so they wanted more activities. There wasn't enough, so they actually went to their priest, and they wanted to partner with the Archdiocese to create more opportunities for their loved ones. And so it all started, they say, at a round table, and they started with volunteers and working with one another to create more opportunities. And now in 2019, we have over 35 different programs and have an amazing array of programs that create opportunities for teens and adults with developmental differences. And so it all started, around a table, and now it has created such an amazing place that a lot of people, just like your roommate, call home, because we call all of our members PCR members, and we're all a family.
I love it.
And so when you come to our programs, when you come to any of our events, you can just tell the love in the room, because we're really all one, and we focus on our abilities and what we can do.
Wow, that's awesome.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. My roommate was telling me not too long ago. He said he have art project and all that. But what did he mean? He go to a class?
Yes. So one of our things that we do is we actually have an art program. So we have 35 different programs, and we provide social, recreation, therapeutic, and respite care programs. So one of the programs that he was talking about is our art program. So all of our programs are actually run by therapists. So we have an art therapist that comes and teaches different programs and does different art projects. And the nice thing is then he gets to take them home. So we've been very fortunate that our program leaders who run each program have been at PCR for many years. And so it has become almost kind of like a family. Every Wednesday they meet and they do a different art project. And we even have had some members actually take their art projects and sell them, or they've taken them and put them in fairs for awards.
Wow,
And
that
so,
sounds good.
yeah, it's really amazing. Our art therapist is really great at modifying each program and each activity so that way anybody can do it with their abilities.
Wow, that's
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, Melissa, how did you find your way to this type of work?
Sure. So I actually was born in Baltimore County, and I have a younger brother with a learning disability. And so just working with him and helping as the older sister, I got really involved. I started out actually as a volunteer. And then I was an inclusion counselor at the JCC in Baltimore.
Oh, that's good.
So it's something that I started when I was 15 years old. And it's something that I have then worked at camps. I used to do respite weekends. And so it's something that I really have found not to just be helpful and doing something meaningful, but it's really changed my outlook in life and has helped me so much become the person who I am today. And it's something that I love doing and plan to do for my whole life.
And can you talk a little bit about your educational background is in something called recreational therapy. Can you talk a little bit about that field? Because Terrell and I are always interested in also the kinds of jobs that are available in our community.
Yeah, so I went to Frostburg State University, and I knew I wanted to work.
But where is that? Is that
That's in
located?
Western Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Western Maryland. It's actually in the cold.
Wow.
Like early snow cold,
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Snow, yeah.
Yes, and I
Heavy snow,
actually-
Heavy
maybe.
snow, yeah.
Heavy snow, yes, and I learned about it because we used to travel up to Deep Creek Lake.
Oh, Deep Creek Lake. I've been to Deep
Yeah, it's
Creek Lake.
beautiful.
Yeah,
And
it
so we would
has.
stop to get gas at Frostburg, and in the Christmas time they have all the beautiful lights. And so that's how we learned about Frostburg. And so I went there, and so I knew I wanted to work with people with disabilities and at special education, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And so at a job fair, I learned about recreation therapy. And so it's actually in the park and recreation management degree. Okay. And so with my degree, I actually am a rec therapist, and I've been since 2011. And I'm able to work. You can do community or clinical. And so I'm able to do what I love, working with people with disabilities and being hands-on, but as a career. And I didn't know that existed. And so rec therapy has really opened the doors for me, and especially it's really about who you know. And the networking piece has really been so grateful to me because, I've really been able to meet people through all of these events. And actually, I learned about PCR through a resource fair. So I was actually at a resource fair, and my predecessor, Abby Lubrin, I saw that she had a CTRS, which stands for Certified Therapeutic Recreation Specialist. And I just got out of college and was lost and didn't know exactly how to get my CEUs. And so she told me about this, it's called MRPA, and so it's called the Maryland Rec and Park Association. And I joined that as a volunteer organization to get my CEUs for my degree. And through that, I learned about PCR, and then I applied to the job when she was moving, and I've been here for over 5 years. And so it's really about who you know, and the amazing networks and relationships that you meet along the way.
It's so wonderful, too, to hear that you were able to take something that you loved so much and turn it into a career.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, how
that would
awesome
be
is
good.
that, right? To like get
Yes.
up every day and really love what you do. I mean, you do that, right? You love your job.
Most people don't do that.
I
and
couldn't
they
do
should
that.
do that.
I know, if you didn't love what you did.
Yes, I don't. So I'm very fortunate, and the great thing about PCR is that we're really focused on the quality piece. From the minute that we started, the members are really what matters. And so, you know, all of our programs, all of our activities are focused on the members' needs. And, you know, we work together as a unit to make that happen and in the best quality, and really helping the families and the caregivers, because, you know, that's really important to make sure that they get a break.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what you mean when you're talking about respite care. You literally mean like respite.
Yes, so it's called the Tricia Sullivan Respite Care Program. And so we have a respite care program on Sundays. There's 2 different programs. So one program is Respite One, and that serves members that have a lot of needs. And so we actually have one-to-one care. And so the really amazing part is it's 12 to 5 in Rockville. And so the families drop off the members, and the members get to participate in a 5-hour day where we're doing music therapy, art therapy, yoga, and then the families get a break and they get to do simple things like go to the food store, spend time with their other loved ones. And so, and then we have the Respite 2 program that is once a month, and that is the same time, 12 to 5 p.m., but for members that are a little higher functioning and about a 3-to-1 ratio, so 3 members to 1 staff. And we're very fortunate that a lot of our staff they work full-time in this field. And so, and we also have, you know, people that work with us that have been there for years, because it is such a great place that when you walk in, it's really, you know, love. And unfortunately, there's some respite programs that sometimes it sits and it's more like babysitting.
Right.
But we're so fortunate that our program is a 5-hour full day, and you know, when they leave, they get to leave with their artwork and a lot of yes,
that's awesome.
Yes.
We are going to hear more from Melissa Wyman from PCR after these messages. Don't go away.
Yes, we will be right back.
Coming here and having a group like this where she just fits in perfectly, where we're accepted, we belong, we're the community.
It's just a chance for us to really coach these kids and challenge them, but at the same time motivate them, support them, and encourage them to be better soccer players.
My neighbor is actually one of the athletes who participates in this, and I was babysitting him and I was playing soccer with him, and his dad told me about this program, and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Watching this inspirational group of athletes smile and have fun and get to shine as individuals has just been wonderful. As a parent of one of the buddies, it's been a real pleasure to come out here and see this develop. It's really changed her life. I mean, she's very happy, you know, and she feels like she's a part of the team and you know, very special.
And every single time I come, the athletes put a smile on my face.
Just being a coach, it's a blessing, you know what I mean? To help these kids and to be a part of their life.
The way you see the players interact with each other, interact with us, like, you know, this is like making a big difference in their life, and it's making a big difference in my life too.
Welcome back. Terrell and I are talking with Melissa Wyman, Respite Care and Community Engagement Director at PCR, Potomac Community Resources. Melissa, you talked about an art program, but there are 34 other programs that you offer.
That's true.
So, and Terrell and I would love to know, can you talk about everything from, I know you've got a chorus, and there's a gardening club, and yoga, and wheelchair dancing. Can you share about some of those programs?
Yes, so we have 35 different programs. So the nice thing is that we have a lot of evening programs, a few daytime programs, and then we do have some weekend programs. But we have amazing programs from Communication Counts, where we have members that are working on communication and social skills. We also have art therapy. We also have music programs and a chorus program that actually practices a chorus, and then they have a chorus performance every semester. And
Oh, that's
so
good.
That's I know we like those.
Yeah, I like
Yes,
that.
and it's different themes. So they've done Broadway before, they've done a Disney theme, and so it's really great. We also have basketball, and we also partner with different organizations. So we have like Spirit Club that we partner with, and so they actually come to PCR and teach a few of our classes.
Wow, that's wonderful.
That is great.
So you really not only do you offer your own in-house programming, but PCR is really known for connecting the community. So that family isn't just the PCR family. You really spread your roots into the community.
Yeah, so, you know, our story, how we got started, was really because we wanted more opportunities. And so the big thing for us is not just having programs, but also helping the families. And so one of the great things about PCR is we have a program called Transition Times, where we partner with the ARC of Montgomery County and MC Trans, Transitions. So that way, every month, we actually provide a different program for families and caregivers. And we're so fortunate that even next month you're going to be on the show for Improv with ArtStream.
Yes.
And so
Right.
we're so excited that we are providing different resources, and especially we have on our website, we have a community links page. And so that is one of I would say our specialties of PCR, because that page actually provides, I would say, probably over 150 different resources.
At least.
And they're definitely very easy to follow in different categories. And so, you know, that's really important to us, is not just providing the programs, but also providing opportunities for the families and caregivers, because, you know, we want to help everybody. And so that's one thing that we try to do constantly. And so Transition Times is a really important piece, especially the transitioning youth from, you know, ages 13 to 21.
Yes.
So PCR is a great place to be, but do you work at the young kids, like 14 and up, or do you just start with 13, 14, 18?
Yeah, that's a great question. So most of our programs are for ages 15 and older. So we have such a wide range of ages and a wide range of abilities. So we say ages 15 and up, and then we also have a lot of volunteers that come and help as well. So that is our kind of golden number, is age 15 and older. But we see a wide range of ages, and you know, especially because the nice thing about our programs, if they've been around so long, that we've had many members that have kind of, you know, been younger when they started, and now they're adults and they're still in the programs with the same program leaders and even some of the same staff.
That's
Wow.
great.
So they're growing together like family.
Yeah.
Exactly how a family would. Melissa,
Yeah,
can you
okay.
talk a little bit about, you mentioned volunteers. How can the community help support PCR? It sounds like you have volunteers in different programs. Can they receive SSL hours?
Yes, so we are actually approved for SSL hours. And so we have a lot of volunteers. We're very fortunate that we work with many schools, but we also always are welcome to adult volunteers. And anybody who is interested in helping and providing assistance for the members. So when they come to the program, they don't have to do any personal care, but it's really kind of just creating a great environment and just encouraging the members to participate. And so we love volunteers. We've had great partnerships with a lot of schools, and we're always open to more volunteers. And that's another piece that I do, is I'm actually the volunteer coordinator. So that's one thing that is close to my heart, because I started as a volunteer, and it's something that we're very thankful that we have.
Oh, so your job is hiring volunteers or keeping volunteers there?
So I do kind of all of it. I coordinate the volunteers, so if the volunteer is interested, they contact me, and then we start the process where they fill out an application, and then I talk to them on the phone to see what program that they like to do, because we like to meet their needs as well, and let them
Okay.
know. I think it's really important to know their expectations,
Yes, that's true.
and
That's
what
true.
what
Yeah.
they're interested in getting into. And sometimes, right, we have volunteers like we've had before, volunteers that love piano, so they come and they play piano for chorus. Or
that's nice.
Yes, and so that's something that we've done that's been really great. And then we also have other programs, like you were saying, Garden Club, where we actually partner with the Bethesda Little Garden Club, that they come and provide a project for everybody to do about 3 times a year.
Wow. So a lot of experts are coming in. I know you've got photography. So experts are coming in, people who are professionals in their field and sharing this
Yes.
knowledge and teaching it to your members.
Yes, and that's how it got started. PCR was all volunteers, and so we grew so big that we needed to get staff.
Right?
But
Like Special Olympics.
yes,
Oh, just like, oh wow, just like
like-
a
yes.
Special
Yes.
Olympics.
Yeah.
So, it all kind of started with volunteers, and that's why for us it's really important to keep that going. And I always try to recruit volunteers, so that's definitely great.
That's awesome.
Right, wow.
Terrell, did you want to ask about something near and dear to our hearts, going to?
Oh yeah, I like parties, and Nicolette like parties. Is
like
it
parties.
is it a party organization, or is it not the?
Is
not
it a party organization?
So we do party, and
Okay, they do parties.
I have to
that's
say,
great.
PCR throws some amazing, epic
Yes.
parties.
On your
Wow.
website, pcr-inc.org, you have a photo gallery. So I invite our
Yes.
audience to please check out those pictures, because those party pictures, can you talk about the parties, Melissa, because they are
Yeah.
epic.
Yeah, so we've been so fortunate to have this amazing partnership with Holy Child. And so it's located in Potomac, and we have all of our members come to the programs. We have 3 parties a year. So we have the Halloween party, the holiday party, and the beach party.
Oh wow!
I know.
Beach party. I
Yes.
like the beach party.
Yes, it's the one time that we all dress up.
You can swim.
So we don't swim, but we do
No?
play volleyball.
Oh,
Okay.
volleyball.
Volleyball.
is
Yes,
good.
we dance to some amazing beach party music.
All right.
Yes, and we do some crafts, and we have snacks. Who doesn't love snacks? And so our parties are a really great way. I definitely say all of our parties are usually free. We've had some fantastic and
That's
great
good.
donors
Free
that
is
have
good.
Free
made
is
right. Who
good.
doesn't love free?
Yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
we've been very fortunate that we have a lot of the Best Buddies. So Holy Child has a Best Buddies group, and we partner with them during the parties. So and then we have staff, and so it's just a great place full of music and dancing. And it's a great way also to start if you're interested in PCR and you might have heard about it but want to learn a little bit more about it. It's a great kind of way to get your feet wet a little bit and learn about what we're about, and meet some members, because you could definitely meet some friends there. It's definitely a social place.
That sounds
You
really
should,
good.
That
You
sounds
should
great.
come sometime.
Terrell,
Yeah, I would try.
I think
would
you
take
should.
Care, take
Yes.
you up on
I think
it,
you'd be very
on
good at
that.
beach volleyball, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Melissa, can you talk about, I know that we've had Jen Lynn, who is Executive Director of UCR, County Community Resources, and I know you have Prince George's. Can you talk a little bit about, these are not necessarily PCR, they're more like a replicated model. Can you share a little bit about that? That's a really interesting nonprofit management structure that we'd love to hear about.
Yeah, so one thing that PCR did that I think is really smart and so
Yeah.
important is they really focus on quality. And instead of getting bigger and bigger, once we had the 35 programs, they decided that where are the needs needed. And so we decided to do replications. And so like Up County Community Resources, Prince George's Community Resources
Wow.
are pieces of replications. And so these organizations actually partner with Archdiocese churches, and then they create these opportunities for the members in that area. So that is something that's really important because, transportation
Sure.
can definitely be hard. And so when we go to these resource fairs and when we try to reach families, now if a family says, well, I'm in Prince George's County, it's too far to get to PCR, now we have different opportunities for them to go
Wow.
to, which is a really nice thing. Montgomery County, we're very fortunate that we have so many opportunities. And so replications were a really great way, and a great way to meet our quality piece, because one thing about PCR that I think that everybody who I know who goes to the programs would say is that the quality of the programs are really high up there, and we are always, everybody who is working there or volunteering all has good intentions, and they just want to help others.
Maybe our fans like this place. So
I think you're right.
So
Yes.
come on, fans, go to Melissa Company.
To PCR. Please visit pcr-inc.org to learn more about the programs, the parties.
Yes.
Check out the photo gallery, and also to learn about any opportunities for volunteers. Melissa, we are out of time. Hard to believe, right?
Yeah,
T?
hard
It just
to
goes so
believe.
fast.
I wanted to keep on going.
I know, me too.
Yes.
Me too. Thank you so much for being here and sharing about not just your 35 programs, but just the amazing connections that you're making. You, literally you, Melissa, and everyone at PCR and UCR and your Prince George's affiliate, you're changing lives every day in so many ways. And so,
Yeah,
thank you.
every day. You know that?
Thank you for that.
Thank
We
you.
really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. So that is all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching. And like T and I always say, no matter where you are in your life, just
keep moving forward.
that's right. See you next time.
See you next time.